Okay. Oh.
Nah.
But cannot see you.
What
Cars
is
and Coconut.
what is an Autophiles production without some technical problem? Cars and Coconut Season 2!
Season 2, episode 2.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So 11 lah actually. Overall episode.
I can't remember. Somebody's got to keep a count on this thing.
Peter, do your thing. Count subscriber count and episode count.
But this is what, season 2 lah.
This is
second one lah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sponsored
so,
by Kelapa Oasis.
Kelapa Oasis, yeah. And Puteh at Subang and Sri Damansara.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're talking about today, finally lah, it's been almost a week since Retro Havoc. So, well, we all know what happened. It's blowing up. But I have to say, congrats to Ali Kopa and team. Congrats to Retro Havoc. You guys really brought, 70,000 participants.
Holy shit.
1,000 cars.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big, man. That's like almost out of
huge.
Out of Speed. Out of Speed is much bigger.
I think Out of Speed is bigger.
Yeah.
But this is more hype, There's a lot more concentrated, and it's all done in a day this time. So it's like everybody's doing it at the same time. Now, of course, that being said,
when I started seeing all the TikTok videos go on, see, I'm an old person, so I watch my TikTok videos once it is filtered onto Instagram. I don't watch it when it's starting to trend. I wait for people to watch it there and then share it on Instagram. They're like, hey, what's going on here? When I saw the shit that was going down, I was like, this is gonna be good for your cars and coffee.
I know. So you see, I participated last year in Retro Havoc, and I noticed a few issues lah.
Yeah.
I didn't tell them officially. I mean, I just display one car, not like I buy down an entire zone. Listen to me lah.
Maybe next year.
But I did talk to a few persons. I think there are two issues I personally think, and these two issues is still there. And in fact, I think Retro Havoc just released an official statement today. This a few hours ago, and they addressed most of the things that I mentioned lah.
Yeah.
But I feel that, generally speaking, they really need to start looking into these two issues that they should deal with. Because Retro Havoc has reached a size where safety and health hazard is a real concern.
Okay.
The reason is because, you see, if nobody gets hurt, fine. But Malaysia is like that one.
Yeah.
When someone gets hurt,
then
the
everything is
authority...
cancelled.
Nobody does things 100% legally in this country. Because we're not a developed country with full enforcement. Because if we are, it's also a problem for the business market.
Correct.
Who can afford to do anything at all?
Yeah.
Nobody can. So
you take it, give and take a bit.
we dodge a little bit.
Yeah.
But when you reach a certain scale, then you start thinking, okay, maybe I should need to look into this thing and spend a bit of time, money, and human resource on these things. That I mean, it's basically called self-regulation lah. I think this is what Malaysians should strive for. I don't want our government to breathe down our neck like in Singapore, because then nothing can be done.
Yeah.
But I also want Malaysians to realize sometimes you can dodge a bit, but when you reach a certain stage,
take it seriously.
Goes along, And I think it breaks down to two lah. We all know what happened. I saw the monkeys, the pop bang.
Yeah. Basically, people
behaving
without thinking.
Like Homo sapiens lah, homogeneous lah. But
there were basically two big things that were wrong lah. One is people not respecting the cars.
That's cultural issue.
Yeah. The second, very disrespectful. Going in cars, touching cars, breaking cars.
You can call it accident.
Accident,
fine.
yeah.
But it's also recklessness, running around like that.
Come on lah. You're not primary school kids,
You look at a car with your hands at the back. That's how you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
If an owner invites you to have a look, hey, great. But if he doesn't, don't touch it lah. Even if it's just a fingerprint, you may not know. The fiber may crack,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The second thing that was, in my eyes, wrong was the pop banging. Because it's a closed car park. You went for it last year, and
I did. I fear for my life when I was leaving, because you see, I disagree with you a little bit on this point. I don't think pop bang by itself is wrong,
right?
Even though it adds no value to your car's performance. Imagine going up to a car. I want to pop bang.
How much?
I find it a bit embarrassing to ask even a question like that. But I was young once, you know, and this kind of thing is very basal, very reptile brain.
I was gonna say monkey brain, but it's
even
actually
more
even more.
basal. No, is that a super? It's on a video. That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. But I was young once. If I'm 20 years younger, I would have been one of those idiots there. Is that a Sobra? And then, and then, you know. But I think there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That you can manage monkey behavior. You can't really blame the organizer for their monkey behavior because that's how human beings are in group.
Yeah.
The IQ start dropping by 15-20 points.
Yeah.
Then normal 8 behavior become monkey behavior.
And then a wave of stupidity just sweeps
sweeps
over.
through,
Yeah.
But you can stop it. You can prevent it. You can preempt it. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And so the organizing committee should look into, I basically break it down into two lah. The most important one is health and safety hazard. I think the issue is doing it in an underground place. Ventilation, well, it's not your venue. You cannot, I do not know whether it's running 100% or whatever. But there are things I think the organizing committee can do. Now, of course, in a perfect world where money is not a problem, you should aircon the whole place. They put 4 aircons. Each one, I think, either 3 horsepower or 5 horsepower.
That's not enough for.
That's enough for like my
room.
room. But in a perfect world, you can aircon the whole place. But that's money. No, I don't expect that. But what you can do, Retro Havoc, is, we all know how much you rake in, roughly, we all can count.
Yeah.
Consider industrial fans. I can rent industrial fan at 70, 80 ringgit a piece. So you do a minimum, maybe industrial fan at maybe every 10 cars, you put one.
Yeah.
So you have 1,000 car, you rent 100. 100 at 80 ringgit, that's, 8,000 ringgit. You get what I mean? It may not solve your ventilation issue, but it will significantly improve the quality of life of not just participants, but guys who sit beside that car the whole day.
Yeah.
I have friends from Singapore, they were displaying their car. I came and see him. The guy looked like, hey, you just come out from a shower.
Drenched in sweat.
No, he's drenched in sweat and he has a towel beside, like literally came out from a shower.
Oh my god.
But he's prepared because he's been to Retro Havoc again and again. So I think ventilation, that's number one. Fan is very important. Number two, I think the second one is there is a lack of authoritative presence, like uniform members, like Rela. We all know how much Rela are. I mean, I know lah. We're in event, we're in event, and they're not as cheap, but it's not gonna cost you 20,000 ringgit. You get what I mean? You should have some Rela. Their presence can prevent. They regulate traffic, but they also regulate human behavior.
Yeah, so, when people see people in uniform,
correct,
they tend to behave better.
They regulate themselves also, right now. And I think from this point, I think what Retro Havoc can do is also give an option for your participants to rent cordons. So Akash Classic, he cordoned up his whole place. But I think for Retro Havoc, you can actually monetize it. Give it to him. Hey, you want to rent another cordon? You don't want and then shit happens. I told you,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you kind of remove your responsibility a bit and you can monetize it. Not everybody wants to rent, of course, a cordon, but it will prevent those issues. And finally, I read their apology or whatever statement, a media statement. They were saying, they didn't plan for the pop and bang.
Right.
Of course you didn't.
Yeah, but you knew it was a possibility.
But you've done it. You knew it was going to happen.
It happened last year when you were there.
It happened last year when I was there. It happened this year. You knew it was going to happen. You not only did not stop it, you encouraged it lah. Even if you did nothing, that's encouragement lah.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I disagree with many people on this point. Maybe say, just cancel pop bang, stop pop bang. I personally disagree on this. I think pop bang is a very good way to end an event. Because it's like dessert, It's like dessert. If you're dessert, you go to a 4-course. You go to a 4-course meal restaurant, and your dessert is shit, or there's no dessert, you'd be like, macam ada tak betul. You get what I mean? It's like there is no ending. It's just dot. If you want to have you can have pop bang, but regulate it, time it, and don't have Rela. That's why it comes into this. Have uniform members manage it. So one of the issue I faced last year is when it comes to bumming out, I don't know where to go. I know what time I can go, but when I want to go, everyone was pop banging. So there was no management in that sense. you can manage it actually with uniform members. Like Zone A, your time is 9:30 to 10. If you don't go out in that time, then you wait until 12 lah, finish.
Yeah.
Then next zone is 10 to 10:30, things like that. You give them pop bank opportunity.
Organize the chaos a bit.
So for example, you have 2 exits. Those that doesn't really want, you just have Rela usher them go away. Those that want to, get them to go through that tunnel, cordon the sides of the tunnel, have everyone stand beside the tunnel. If you want to scream, you want to take picture, you want to go TikTok, FYP, whatever, do it there. Pa, 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 pa. Every car, give them 30 seconds. 1 minute, then next. You can manage it. I don't hate pop bank by itself. It's the lack of management that's the issue.
The only comment I have to add about pop bang is I saw this, one of the videos was I can't remember what car it was. I think it was it was a Supra, I think. Some fancy.
It was a Nissan Supra.
It was a Nissan Supra. it was one of the JDM specials, and everybody was cheering him on for the pop bang. And then he just showed his infotainment, and he was actually playing pop bang soundtrack.
Oh, that was done in the tunnel, right?
Yeah. I thought that was brilliant. They're just like
so smart.
Yeah.
You see, people prepared.
Yeah. After I saw this, because I've never participated in any of this, and I follow my boss's philosophy of why risk my asset, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I love cars and all that, and I love going and seeing cars, but I just never saw the appeal of a public display of my own car. After seeing this, I'm like...
But if you trade cars, it's good. Because, a car that appeared in the show generally give people the confidence, it looks good.
Then you put in the description when you sell it, appear in Retro Havoc because I paid for Retro Havoc. Yeah. I get why people do it.
It's also advertisement.
Yeah. So, you want to add anything to that?
No, but I think at least our Retro Havoc team acknowledged that there was an issue.
Yeah.
Whether they will solve it or not, they say they will look into it lah.
Did they say it was...
there was no detail provided.
They apologized, but they didn't call it a procedural irregularity.
That is arrogance,
Oh no, I spoke to the Perodua guys and I got a bit of inside scoop. Not only about that, but also about the oil filter situation.
Oh. Tell.
Let me take the last scoop.
Oh, I got older coconut. I like older coconut because the meat is a bit more robust. More like eating santan. Anyway.
So, I spoke to a Perodua guy inside. So this is not their official statement.
Oh, okay.
So if...
Nobody's gonna get fired?
No, I hope not. More of the stock price of MBSK or whatever it is, that company that owns them. This is not an official position. This is a leak from an insider. The oil filter, let's start with that. The oil filter was a real issue. It really did happen. It happened to a few people who work for Perodua also. And they found the source of it. Basically, when they manufacture the cars, they get their oil filter from a Japanese supplier.
Okay.
Denso or something. And those are fine. So when the car comes, the oil filters are fine. When they service the car, no, the CKD ones, even from the plant, it comes with a proper Japanese oil filter. When they service the car, when you take your car back to Perodua Service Center and they do the oil change, they use their local supply part.
Okay.
And the local supply part, they had
it's
one...
A bit different.
No, it's exactly the same. The problem is they had one vendor who was doing it for them for a very, very long time. And they trusted this guy. The problem is this guy got old and his children didn't want to take over the business. So he sold the business. And he sold it to a company without telling Perodua. And that company basically sacked all the competent engineers, put their own people in, and just fucked up. Started making mistakes. And because of that, they had this...
Should have been a lawsuit going on.
They managed to avoid legal trouble between the OEM and Perodua. But the arrangement they have is this. Whenever a customer car, the engine needs to be replaced, or whatever parts need to be replaced, that new company bears all the costs. So Perodua just go to them. You want to continue being our OEM, right? Nah, here's the bill. But OEM Perodua is off the record honoring everyone's engine warranty, which they should. But yeah, all of this is off record. This is just some casual chit chat I had with some guys inside. That's the oil filter issue. I think if that's how they're handling it, that's probably the best way lah. Don't cause any drama with your OEM. Don't lose the trust of the public. But they should issue a public statement.
There was no public statement, and
that's the issue. Yeah.
You know, if something happened, you should say.
At least tell the public what your action is. You know.
Because whether you're dealing with it personally, that one is between you and a Perodua driver lah.
Yeah.
But the reality is there is no answerability and accountability, and I think that is very poor. I know you don't want to expose yourself to legal suit.
Yeah. That is essentially the problem.
I look down on you lah, that's all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I judge you.
Listen, they're Perodua. They make the cheapest cars here. People look down on them all the time.
Yeah, I know.
It's a position they are used to.
Their CEOs and whatnot are earning big money. We're talking about what, 80,000, 100,000 ringgit a month?
Yeah,
probably you
more.
can earn that amount. You can earn berkali-kali ganda
Yeah.
my salary. I still look down on you.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I'm judging you, bro.
It's okay. They will wipe their tears with their many hundred thousands of ringgit.
with their $100 bills for spare change.
Can you imagine a premier tissue box that take out like 10 ringgit notes?
100 ringgit.
100. Okay.
Okay, so that's
the oil
filter.
thing.
Okay.
The other thing,
The notch in the
the notch in the card thing. So their response was to call it a procedural irregularity and all that. Apparently this was also taken out of the hands of the internal team and given to an external PR who was not well versed with the subject matter and was basically being coached by the lawyers what to say, what not to say. To me, that's not a satisfactory answer because you're still the brand, so you're still
your
the
agent answer to you.
Yeah, correct.
And the CEO would have read it.
Correct. There's no way they just let
No
the
way.
external PR.
Hey, oh, they answer already. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
Correct. You cannot wash your hands off everything lah. And the buck has to stop with you. So that answer was very, very disappointing. The oil filter answer, I can kind of get it, but this one I was just like, huh. So we disappointed
But
with
it's
you,
still,
you disappoint with...
I was just poking fun at Toyota Camry and the BMW 3 Series.
the pricing.
how it's unnaturally inflated. But I realized something. I wasn't just pulling shit out of my ass. I did some research lah.
Yeah.
And I realized that the smaller the car you go, the smaller the CC you go, the differences get smaller and smaller. You know, like Civic and Corolla kind of car.
Yeah.
The difference is about 30,000
Right.
between US and Malaysia.
Which is an acceptable excise duty kind of...
Like CX-5, even CX-5 was like not memey enough lah. It's like the difference is like 30,000, 30-odd thousand. It's still, especially considering 30,000 for Malaysian is like one year worth of salary.
Basically, if the CX-5 was a Proton, it would be the price...
100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be 100,000.
Which is X70 lah.
Oh, correct. But
So,
I realized,
you have to meme X70. Because X70 is 120,000 here. In China, it's like...
I already meme it.
really?
Oh, I didn't meme it lah.
Yeah.
I portan it lah. But Malaysians, a lot of them deflect the whole issue. Oh, we have healthcare. Fuck you and your healthcare lah. We have free healthcare. Nobody denied that. We don't know, but it doesn't mean it's good. Okay, it's a different story. We don't suck in healthcare, but don't pretend as if we are the best in the whole damn region. We are not lah. Russia has much better public healthcare than we do. Anyway, I was just memeing Camry, like I was just saying, because it's literally ×2 the price. I realized Portan came out after I memed them at a piece 4 Camry.
Defending the Camry's price.
Did not address what but I think somebody in UMW got a bit uncomfortable.
What did they say?
He said, oh, it starts from 199.
Oh.
I got a 218 figure from your own damn website, damn it.
What was the 218?
I don't know. I got it from Toyota UMW, Toyota Malaysia website.
Huh. Then what the hell are they talking about?
Then somebody go and say, hey, Langkawi 130.
Stupid.
So I realized the car prices in Malaysia is such that the larger it goes, the differences get bigger.
Yeah.
And that is why I think Perodua and Proton do the kind of shit they do. Because the whole market is skewed so that there is no competition below 100,000.
Yeah.
This is the exclusive play zone of Proton and Perodua.
Yeah.
Nobody will play with them or can afford to play with them. You want to play, you play in 100 to 200,000. Even 100 also cannot lah. 150 and above.
Yeah. 100 did, for a while.
Now no more.
Now no more. Honda HRV was 99k.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now no more. So it's a very skewed market. I understand why our government wants to protect, but at the same time, it's also like this, nah, take cheap product. Because you know why? Cheap product don't perform. It's okay from a government's point of view. People hate it. Okay, then buy this product lah. The more you buy, the more I earn. For every Camry you buy, I earn 100,000. Come on. It's literally extortion, man.
Yeah.
It's extortion, man.
But I don't know. I keep coming back to this this issue lah, because as a consumer and a car enthusiast, of course I want cars to get cheaper. I would love it for excise duty to be reduced, just like how EVs have zero. That's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I want. But at the same time, how many new cars were put on the road last year?
Malaysia.
Yeah.
Million?
Close, 700,000. And at the same time,
Did you see a drop, the sales?
oh yeah, drop because
Hey, I read your article. It was bad,
it's bad, man. 40% drop from March to April.
Sorry.
I thought you were like an alien person. Yeah. The point is, I really think the solution to our traffic problems and a lot of our Malaysian problems is not putting more cars on the road lah. And I also think maybe it's okay that they earn money from cars, because you should earn money from luxury goods.
I feel there is a little bit of balance that needs to be struck here.
Yeah.
You are right. We shouldn't encourage the purchase of personal transport. It creates more problem. But at the same time, it should make a little bit of sense. You see, right now, what is going on is that the prices of cars is so absurd. They literally just robbing you blind. But here's the thing: it's also the same in Thailand. I realize that. Thailand also, they used to.
Indonesia also.
Also the same. They're so used to this extra. I forgot my point.
Basically no government can come in and say, oh, let's reduce the excise duty, because you're so reliant on the revenue generated from it already.
It is.
And maybe the only argument I can see, the only way forward if you want to reduce excise duty, is you have to reduce subsidy on
My
fuel.
question is, how do you define luxury product? You see, a Corolla Civic, is it luxury?
No.
It is 30% more expensive than it should be.
Yeah.
Now you can argue 30% is not overly expensive. Okay, I'm not going to hark on it. Is Tiana a luxury product?
No. Barely.
Now,
Nothing.
you see, in countries like China and in countries like USA, this is actually average product, Not poor man's product, but average Joe product.
Yeah.
And they are penalized 100% here. Imagine the household debt that would have been wiped off from Malaysian economy if Malaysians do not have to pay 9 years for something worth half of what they're paying for.
Yeah. But also, imagine how much more basically outflow of Malaysian ringgit every time you buy a non-national product.
But you see, therein lies the problem. Our taxes are expensive not because of import tax. It's excise duty.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, by pricing it like that, every 1 ringgit that flows out, 1 ringgit goes back into the system. I don't know if it economically makes sense to do that. But
if Camry were to be assembled in Malaysia, you think it can go for 150?
I mean, it used to, 450, but the current one?
It used to.
Yeah.
You think even if it's not from Thailand, it's from Thailand, right? If it's not from Thailand, it's from Malacca. You think our Camry can be priced at 155?
No.
No, there you go. You see the problem? But in China, it is priced at 110 with profit. In US, it's 110 with profit. So 155, I'm giving you a 35-40% increment already, yet you can't do it. So it's not just import issue, Even if it's made here, you can't get it.
Yeah.
And the extra 50,000 ringgit translate into 600, 700 ringgit every month for an average Malaysian household. And of course, they cannot afford it. That's why they go and buy your Perodua. And that's why they go and buy your Proton. And that's why Proton and Perodua behave like that. Because you know what? Fuck you. What else can you afford?
I just thought of something. Actually, wouldn't it be better for the environment and the traffic flow and all that if they reduced excise duty to a huge degree, but also equivalently decrease the subsidy. So let's say your the fuel subsidy. Let's say your average Malaysian household is spending 700 on his car and 300 on the petrol, right? You make it so that it's swapped around.
That means
a
we
little bit
stop
more.
subsidizing petrol.
So they have to think about, should I get into my new car and drive today?
To be honest, I believe Rafizi have sat down and discussed this with his formula that he keeps singing
The
about.
special formula. Yeah.
I don't doubt that he knows what he's talking about, to be honest. But the fact that nothing is done means that his hands are tied. What it's tied for, I don't know. Of course, none of us would know lah, unless we're in his inner circle. But the reality is, like what you said, there are a lot of factors we are considering here with petrol. But to be honest, I think every litre the Malaysian pump, our government loses money.
Yeah, a
You
lot.
know what I mean?
And also the environment loses, and then productivity loses because more traffic.
I know.
The cost just on every layer is just worse.
Yeah, on so many layers.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, ease of business because price of moving goods is cheaper and all that. But still, after a certain point, you have to.
I mean, it's complex. It's complex, and every country, but the balance sheet speaks for itself. The money has to come from somewhere. Yeah. If it's not taxing the people, then it's taxing from how you spend or where you spend. It's just the way it is, but I just felt that it is a bit absurd.
Yeah.
The way Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia price their car.
And Singapore.
Singapore is a different story. You see, it's not about size.
Yeah, it's about the car.
It's about how if in Singapore you're allowed to buy a car, the whole country cannot function. You get what I mean? We don't have that problem. None of us, actually most part of the world doesn't have that problem. And it's not about size. Oh, you can then Malaysia compared to US is roughly the same size as Malaysia compared to Singapore. Yeah. It's not that. It's just in Singapore, if you allow people to buy car, they will collapse. The whole country will collapse.
It'll be a constant gridlock. Everybody move in unison.
But I felt that in certain areas, not so much the Civic CX-5 part, but in certain areas like Camry, like 3 Series, I felt it's way overpriced. Way overpriced. Now, taxing luxury product, fine. But how do you define luxury? It's very arbitrary.
Yeah.
Now 3 Series is luxury, okay, fine, because it's BMW. Camry? Or are we so enslaved that we think Camry is luxury? Yeah, so that's cars and coconuts.
11.